the record, Terry Cater. And Detective Cater, how are you employed, sir?
Detective with the Port Arthur Police Department.
How long have you been with PAPD?
17 years.
And over the course of the 17 years, what, if any, various duties have you performed?
I started off on patrol. I did that for about 8 years. I moved to CID where I was a misdemeanor detective for a short period of time, then a burglary detective, then I've since moved up to major crimes. I've been doing that for the past 3 years.
And undoubtedly, you are a certified peace officer in the state of Texas.
Yes, sir.
And you, in addition to the police academy, do you have any specialized training or certifications? I'm just curious, if you do.
We do a lot of training, continuing education, numerous schools.
Okay, very good. What I'd like to ask next is how or if you became involved in an investigation related to a Dr. Nir Benner.
So I have a detective that works in the hallway with me. Her name's Detective Jaquez. She informed me that she was looking into a sexual assault with Dr. Benner as a suspect, and advised that she was going to be conducting a search warrant for his office and requested some assistance in it.
And you assisted in executing the search warrant at what location? You have a copy of your report?
Yes.
Okay. Does it help to refresh your recollection by reviewing that report?
Yes, sir.
Have you investigated few or many crimes since May of 2022?
Yes.
Few or many?
Many.
And you don't remember each and every detail?
No, sir.
That helps to refresh your recollection, please, Bob.
Yes, sir. It was 8640 Central Mall Drive.
And is that located in Port Arthur, Texas?
Yes, sir.
And in Port Arthur, Texas is located in Jefferson County, Texas?
Yes, sir.
And when you arrived at that location on May the 4th of 2022, did you encounter an individual who was later identified as Dr. Nir Benner?
Yes, sir.
Do you see that individual here in the courtroom today?
Yes, sir.
Could you please point to him and identify him by an article of clothing that he's wearing?
Sitting right there, Navy suit.
What kind of tie?
Oh, sorry. Green tie, light green tie.
All right, very good.
Oh.
Want to be clear on that. I'd ask the record
too.
Yeah, I'd ask the record reflect that the witnesses identify the defendant, Judge.
The record will so reflect.
And during the execution of that search warrant, did the defendant agree to a voluntary non-custodial interview?
Yes, sir.
And that voluntary non-custodial interview, was it recorded?
Yes, sir.
And recorded in what way? What means?
Body camera that I carry on my vest.
And that body camera that day, was it operating properly?
Yes, sir.
You, as the operator of that body-worn camera, were you capable of properly operating it?
Yes, sir.
Can I approach the witness, Judge?
Yes, sir.
And Detective Cater, I will show you what I have marked as State's Exhibit number 12. For record purposes, what type of a device are we looking at?
USB thumb drive.
And do you recognize or can you identify that USB drive?
Yes.
And how can you identify it?
This is the thumb drive that I watched the video on, and I initialed with the date.
The video that you just testified to about?
Yes, sir.
And does it have your initials and today's date?
Yes, sir.
Indicating what?
That I viewed that today, and that's the same video I viewed.
All right, and but for the redactions that we've made that are necessary for trial, is this a fair and accurate copy of the video recording of your interaction with Dr. Nir Benner back on May the 4th of 2022?
Yes, it is.
Your Honor, at this time, State Officer States 12. It's been previously provided to Defense Counsel in discovery, but I'm tendering it to him for inspection.
This is the Judge, we don't have any objections.
States 12 is admitted.
Permission to publish, Judge?
Yes, sir.
If I recall, there's some sound quality issues. I don't know if we can crank up the volume. We may need to, I may ask the court to.
Well, they were just here last week and did some tune-ups, so
Allegedly.
yeah. The microphone sounds better, so we'll see if. We lost a TV, but we're. Maybe we have sound.
Remember encountering this issue, I think what I'll need to do is plug this into the court's laptop.
Yeah, sure. So it should be over there. You,
I'm no judge. I've tried all the tricks that I know.
on that laptop, I mean, that's the picture from the
That's the screensaver.
screensaver from the laptop.
Yeah.
You need.
Is it mirroring? Do you mind if I look at it?
Would do you mind, Miss Minaldi?
Okay.
You're the youngest one here, so
I heard somebody before talk about that.
I think it's also sometimes it's not connected to the Elmo instead of, even though it's plugged in. Is it? And it's you plugged in the right
HDMI and the other.
all the things they're plugged in. Where's Deputy Millhouse when we need him? Look. We probably haven't used that computer in quite some time also.
There you go.
Thank you, Ms. Monroe.
Thank you very much, Ms. Minaldi. Ms. Minaldi also is the one who helped me do my very first PowerPoint this year, so she's,
You did it, Judge.
we're appreciative of her.
Program I'll be seeing later. What perspective are we looking at here, Detective Ted?
This is the front of the business.
Cosmetic Surgery Center there in Port Arthur?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'll call. Go ahead and call up this switch. Hey, Skater. Hey, can you put myself 444 and 440 out
You
at
got it.
8640 Central Mall Drive, and also 5173 on search warrant. Yeah.
Just with the court's permission, I'd like to fast forward to some of the dead time.
Please, that would be great.
Right. What's she some call? Three? Thank you. Okay. Okay. We need an investigation. Give you Detective Raquel West with court office. We're here to execute a search warrant for some records here at your office. It's alleged assault against a patient. So we're trying to give you the opportunity. Do you have patients here right now? Yeah. Okay. So trying to give you the opportunity. Either you do it now, or you can let your patients go. We all have to get everyone secured in the lobby so we can do what we do. Ask you a couple of questions along with your secretary about how we can get what we need so we can get out of y'all's way, so we can do our part of the investigation. Somebody name the patient? Not right now. As soon as we get what we need, we can talk to you about the case. But do you keep records as your secretary? Okay. Just sit with you and her and give you the patient's name, and then we'll kind of ask you some questions, maybe hopefully we can interview you about the case itself. If that's okay with you. Okay. Okay. So do you want to have your patients step out, or what do you want to do with that? They can stay in the rooms, can't they?
No, they have to be in the same room. So,
You give them the lobby. Want to meet patients here? How many patients do you have here? Three. Three? They can either stay in the lobby or they can go into their cars. As far as staying in the exam rooms, we like them to be at least out of the exam rooms. So it's either in the lobby or you can ask them to go wait in their cars. Okay. But they can wait in the lobby? Yes, sir. How many patients do you have today? You want to talk to us about?
No, I'm fine. So I'm Detective Cater, this is Detective Jaquez. I'm gonna let you know that I am recording. That's all, that's the reason I'm doing this, but I'm not trying to intimidate you, I'm just, it holds my camera. You're Dr. Nir Benner?
Yes.
Okay. So, I'll let her explain while we're here.
Our sexual assault department and examines the made alleged sexual assault allegation. So I'm investigating that. Okay? So you can speak to me if you want to. We can speak after we're done here, or I don't know how you want to be with your patients.
Well, but first we want to let you know that you don't have to speak with us. This is voluntary. You can tell us at any time you don't want to talk to us, and you can speak to an attorney if you want to talk to an attorney first, or you can speak to us about what happened so we can explain to you what she's alleging, and maybe there's, you know, an explanation for anything.
Can you sit down for a second?
Yeah.
Stop talking. We talk. You know? Let's get started. What is your legend?
Relatively, so, April said when she first, she had a, what did she have there?
She had, inner audit, and, I think the tummy tuck,
Detective Cater, it's obvious that he's wearing a mask, what has been commonly referred to as a COVID mask. Was this during, at least during the COVID time, or when COVID was still prevalent?
Yes, sir.
Did he have this COVID mask on throughout the entire interview?
Yes, sir.
Would it seem unusual to you that someone who's so concerned about contracting COVID would not wear gloves during the removal of sutures?
Judge, I'm sorry, I'm going to object that
I would drop the question.
detective doesn't.
All right, sustained.
that's what she did.
Inner thigh lift and a tummy.
Yeah.
Okay. So on the 5th, she came in for an appointment to, do you remember this appointment? I mean, I know you do a lot of appointments, so,
On the fifth,
yeah.
yeah.
Do you remember that day?
Yeah, we took out the stitches from the abdomen. I said, feel happy with the results. The stitches removed from the abdomen, good result. Follow next week to remove the rest of the sutures. We called her to come back for the rest of the sutures, and she never came back.
Okay.
So when she came in, what's the procedure? When somebody comes in to before follow for the removal? What's the procedure?
She lays down on the exam table, and I take out the stitches.
Okay. So can you walk me through that process? How do you do that?
She lays down on the table, clean the wound, and take out the stitches.
Okay. Do you use gloves or no gloves?
Sometimes I use gloves, sometimes I don't.
Okay. Do you remember using gloves with Taylor?
Judge, it's hard to understand.
Use gloves enough.
Thanks for pointing that out.
So-
There's not going to be a lot that we can do, but once the jury's deliberating, you will be able to watch it again if you would like, and come in to the courtroom, maybe sit closer to the TVs. The TVs themselves, you want to make sure they're all the way turned up. You have to do it with the TV controller. That's actually where the sound is coming, is,
Yeah, it's not the volume, it's just his mask and his accent, I think. But
yeah,
I mean,
that's,
not much
it's the
to
best we
do.
can do. And also that TV, because you're also not getting sound, it typically you're getting sound from there.
I hear a bit of sound coming out of this TV. Is there any way we can turn this
I don't think those actually have sound.
Okay.
Is
Yeah.
there, like, transcripts?
There's like 2 different echoes going.
There won't be any transcript, but again, you'll be able to watch it more closely, and get closer to these TVs but they should be all the way up.
Judge, it's echoing, I think it might
It
be playing out
is.
of both, I'm gonna see if I can fix where the sound's coming
Okay.
from without messing something up.
Because it should just be the TV. See, that's not showing. The speakers that's some handheld, I mean, that's some of those little speakers we used to use. And if it's coming out of both, we could actually mute the TVs and see if it works better coming from the speakers through the Elmo.
I wonder if turning this one down and having system sounds up, it would stop playing out of the computer too. Nope.
Mm-mm.
I don't know if I can fix that.
And another thing we can do is go through what we can go through, and then obviously if you want to take some breaks and ask questions through it, since Detective Cater was there, that may be helpful, and then we'll see if we can get any sound better before you guys are deliberating also, so that y'all can hear it better at that point as well.
I guess a follow / no removal of the stations. What all?
I just looked to see if the wound is clean,
Okay.
and it looks like it's ready to take out stitches.
Follow / no gloves?
Tom, pause it,
Um,
pause it. So get the remotes for the TV.
There's like 3 of them.
I know, just, were they in order?
But they're marked TV 1, 2, and 3.
All right, give me one.
That might help.
Now, do 2.
Just crank up the volume.
Mm-hmm. Let's just see. And if it's not,
Which one is the volume, Judge?
it's the one on the left.
Okay.
All right, let's see how that sounds. And if these 2 aren't in sync, I'll mute one and see if coming out of one is better.
But I suspect, Judge, too, that it's also
Sometimes it goes
the
upside
computer
down.
is what's causing the echo.
I don't know why it's coming out of the computer.
So, what all do you look for on a, I guess, follow / no removal of the stitches? What all?
I just looked to see if the wound is clean,
Okay.
and
I don't think I hear that echo anymore.
Yeah, it's a little bit.
It's the 2 TVs.
in a violent, just look to
1
see
TV
if
is
the
better.
wound looks clean, and stitches were not ready to be removed.
I'm just gonna keep them right here.
Would there be any reason that you would put your fingers inside of her vagina?
Sorry.
So
Detective Cater, I'm gonna run it back, because there's
On
a portion I wanna talk to you
I don't
about.
remember who. Sometimes I use gloves, sometimes I don't.
Okay, do you remember using gloves?
Sometimes he wears gloves, sometimes he doesn't. Isn't that what he says?
Yes, sir.
All right.
The Taylor?
Sometimes I use gloves, sometimes I don't.
Okay, do you remember using gloves with Taylor?
I don't remember if it was gloves.
Do you remember using gloves with Taylor? He says he didn't remember. If there was information provided to the Texas Medical Board that he did in fact remember, and that he had a reason for not wearing gloves, would that be consistent with what he just said?
Not.
Okay. So, what all do you look for on a, I guess, follow-up / the removal of the stitches? What all?
I just look to see if the wound is clean,
Okay,
and if it looks like it's ready to take out stitches.
okay, and what about the inner thigh lift?
Inner thigh lift, just look to see if the wound looks clean, and the stitches were not ready to be removed.
Would there be any reason that you would put your fingers inside of her vagina?
No,
Is that part of the procedure?
never would I do that.
Um,
Is that the allegation?
Yes, that you put your fingers inside of her vagina more than once, and you didn't have any gloves on. So I'm asking you, is that part of something that, is there like a reason why you would do that? Is that part of the follow-up?
Or is there anything that could have happened that would make her think that that's what was going on?
Like, I don't know what you would look for after a tummy tuck, so would you have a reason to put your fingers inside of her vagina?
No,
Do you remember if your fingers ever came close to her vagina that she would? So after the removal of the stitches, and you seeing that the thigh lift wasn't ready to
why
be removed?
would she? I mean,
So I'm sorry, so you walk her?
why would, I mean,
Well,
doing this for over 20 years. I'm not a OBGYN. I have never put my fingers inside anyone's vagina. I mean, look at me. Does it make any sense that I would put my fingers inside someone's vagina?
well, that's why I'm here to investigate it. I just.
Yeah, that's what we're here to look into. We're trying to figure out what's, because she made the claim. She filed a report. So we're here to get just her records to figure out every kind of procedure she had done, any photos that were taken.
Are you the police?
Yes, sir, we're Port Arthur Police. So we're just trying to get the information.
You know, he knows me. I'm always professional. I would never touch anyone in a sexual manner.
Well, and like he said, Detective Taylor said, we're just here investigating, what was reported and the alleged sexual assault.
That's just horrible to make up something like that.
So do you remember the actual visit with Miss Dempsey on the 5th?
Very vaguely, just took out her stitches.
I mean, did she come here alone? Was she with somebody? Do you remember?
I remember, you know, I mean, we're into telling the truth, right? So the truth is, people come sometimes with somebody and sometimes, you know, and
Okay, so
usually Gay's in the room with me. Sometimes she has to go to answer the phone because it's just me and her. But usually she's in the room with me the whole time. Can I bring her in here?
yeah, we'll talk to her separately. So if a patient comes in with a family member, do you allow the family member in the back with them?
Sometimes.
Okay, would you ever separate them?
Sometimes.
For what reason?
If they're not really family, you know, just a friend.
Okay, but what about family? Because in this case, Ms. Dempsey said that she came here with her mother.
I don't remember.
But yeah, she said that she was separated from her mother in the rooms in the back.
It's possible.
Okay, what would be the reason for that? If did you need some more privacy from her mother to look at some of the sutures, or? I'm just asking. I don't know what your procedures are, so I don't know.
I honestly don't remember. Sometimes Gay separates them. Sometimes.
He's talking about the reason, if any, to separate Taylor from her mom, and he says he doesn't remember. Is that fair to say? if he gave information to the Texas Medical Board that the reason why he separated them was because of COVID protocols, would that be different or inconsistent with what he just said?
Judge, I'm sorry, I'm gonna object, because all he's saying is he doesn't remember. Again, he's not, being allowed to look through the records that he has or anything else, and he's not doing a full-on, and out there just throwing questions at him, and he's saying he doesn't remember offhand. That's totally different than whatever happened with the Texas Medical Board.
All I'm asking is if it's consistent with what he would have said at a different time.
Overruled. Go ahead and ask if you'll ask it again, please.
Okay, just to be clear, if he says here at this time that he didn't remember, but later tells the medical board, or gives the medical board a reason for separating them, ostensibly for COVID reasons, is that different from what he's saying here initially?
Yes, it is.
You know, they don't bring a mask, I don't have a mask or something, and, you know, I don't always have everybody in the room when I take out stitches.
I mean, yeah, that's understandable. I mean, if there's a reason why you would have to separate, because you're removing sutures, I mean, some people don't want to see that, some people don't want to.
So you don't have a set guideline rule for every patient? Sometimes you separate them, sometimes you don't?
I don't, usually Gay does, usually she says you can wait over here and we'll just take out the stitches.
Okay, so after you took her stitches out, what would you do after that? If you remember that day with her, what happened after you took her stitches out?
Sometimes you put a dressing on, if necessary,
Okay,
with some ointment.
and then,
That's it, then she gets dressed and then we make an appointment.
okay, so at what point were those pictures taken?
I can't see the time.
Oh, the after pictures?
Yes, sir.
Then we go to, usually after.
What you're looking at here, is that the same thing that she has in the?
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's all connected. What date do you have?
For April 5th. The pictures would have been taken after the stitches, correct?
I was wondering why she never came back. We called her to come. Can you come around, please? She's wearing her clothes.
And that's the pictures that you took the day of?
Yeah.
Okay. And I guess one of the things that she mentioned that was kind of alarming, is it common practice for them to pull their shirts up all the way? For that picture?
Yeah, I mean, because otherwise the shirt is covered the tummy, want to see up to here.
Okay.
So she couldn't just pull it up,
I guess
pull
she
it up
could have.
underneath her.
She could have, I mean, she's wearing a bra.
So do you remember lifting her shirt over her breast?
I did not do it myself. She did.
So, when you take her to that room to remove the stitches, what else happened in that room, or? Cause she's claiming that once we go into the consultation room for the pictures of the actual results, would there be a reason that you pulled her panties down again and put your fingers inside again of her vagina?
I wouldn't say, I never put my fingers inside the vagina.
So what she's claiming is that occurred and that you weren't wearing gloves. She did go and get a exam done right afterwards where swabs were taken and everything. So there would be no reason whatsoever why your DNA would be in that area, correct? wound is,
Yeah, but what he's saying is, would there be a reason, there would be
My
no reason
DNA
that
could be
you-
on her leg.
yeah, but that's not where they were gonna be taking swabs from. They were taking swabs from where she claimed that the incident occurred, which was in the vagina area. Now, I mean, if, we're not medical experts, I don't know anything about any of this. That's why we're trying to get a better understanding as to what could have possibly happened that would maybe make her perceive something like this has happened. But that's all we need to know is would there be any reason why your DNA would be in an area that would, I guess, a normal person that doesn't know this kind of stuff would perceive it as inappropriate? Do you get what I'm saying?
No.
Okay.
So your DNA wouldn't be inside of her vagina, the labia, the lips, anywhere inside that's not.
Definitely not.
Because I mean, what I'm referring to is like, you ever heard of touch DNA? As in, if I were to touch this folder right here and I would leave and we take a swab of it, my DNA comes back on this because
I know.
my sweat and stuff. So that's what we're referring to.
Yeah.
Making sure that your DNA won't be on that area at all.
No.
And if it was a mistake, that's why we were asking you, could you have accidentally brushed your hand or your fingers against her vagina by any chance? I mean, that's different than you intentionally going in there and putting your fingers inside on purpose instead of an accident.
My DNA would be close to the wound. I may have looked at the wound, but my DNA should not be near her vagina.
Okay.
Are you close to your cases? Do you normally hug them as well?
Sometimes.
Did you hug Taylor that day?
I don't remember.
And if you would have hugged her, or the sometimes that you hug patients, how do you hug them? Or is it, are your hands up high, or is it common practice for you to touch their bottom, their butt with your
I
hands?
don't want to touch her bottom.
While we were trying to clear it up with you, because like I said, we just want to make sure, because, you know, she mainly deals with all the sexual assaults. And sometimes in these cases, it's something happened where they just thought that that's what you intended to do, but it was actually an accident, or it was, in your case, part of a medical procedure that you had to do. Maybe something that would make her perceive that,
Well,
that is what happened.
you know what the incision is for an inner thigh lift?
I don't. I've
No.
never seen one. I didn't even know that was a thing until you just said it. I mean, I knew about the tummy tuck.
Sure, we'll see.
What? Inner thigh lift, the incision is right here and here. You see,
The bandages.
yeah. Let's see if there's any pictures,
While we're looking at these pictures, can we take pictures of the room, the consultation rooms?
yeah, you can take pictures of anything you want.
Okay, thank you.
See, this is, see, here she held her shirt like this, and here she held her shirt like that. This is before the surgery. See the tummy tuck, all this skin was taken out?
Mhm.
See how it's nice and flat? And this is the inner thigh, you know, it's kind of saggy here. And you make an incision over here and pull the skin up.
So next is, why here is her shirt over her breast if you said you need to see the whole stomach? Would there be a reason? You wouldn't want to see the whole stomach on the before?
I don't know why she lifted this up. I didn't ask her to do that.
Okay.
Do I need an attorney?
I mean, that's 100% up to you if you want to consult with one. I mean, I'm sure you being a,
Tell me,
Well, I'm investigating these, like if you came in and say somebody hit you, we would investigate that. We have to investigate. We don't just take somebody's word for it, we're gonna come talk to the person because it's
Yeah.
necessary, correct?
so is
And like you said, this is voluntarily, you could say, I don't wanna talk to you, that's fine.
are there charges against me?
She wants to file charges, but again, I can't just say, yeah, you're guilty, and I'm gonna file charges against you on somebody's word. That's why we're here just asking you, or do you normally do that? I never saw pictures of how close to the,
The incision is right near that.
but here, look, I'm not shy. Can you kind of show me exactly where the incision would be? Like here? The incision goes right up to the pubic area. So is it above the pubic area right here? Like in this area?
so if you were to touch her thighs, where would you touch me if I had the inner thigh?
No, you have my permission if you want to show me where it's at. I'm okay with that. Because we're trying to get a better understanding because, like I said, we don't do this. I've never seen this before, so.
Yeah, we don't know if that's, like, I'm not a doctor, I don't know if maybe that's something you have to check for, you know, in case, I don't know. You know, when you have a C-section after a baby, they tell you not to have sex for so long after that. I don't know if this is the same situation. So you were checking for this, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so your hands were here looking at the incisions in
Yeah, but the
her thigh?
incision, there's an incision for the tummy tuck over here like this.
Okay. And is there an incision?
And there's for the inner thigh, if you can find it, this incision goes here, around here, and goes, it goes all the way around to the butt
So it would,
here.
so you're this right here, it goes in the inner thigh right here.
Yeah, right in the crease.
So are you pulling, okay,
Here. Okay. So the incision, see this extra skin over here in the inner thigh.
Mhm.
So the incision, you have to hide it in the crease.
so which would be in here,
Yeah.
okay?
So the crease, you have to go here, and then you take out skin like this. This is what you take out.
Mhm.
And it goes all the way around to the back, because you have to lift it up. You take the red skin over here, and it's the same thing in the back, and it kind of tucks up.
So are you tugging it in like right here? Like
Yes.
in my inner thigh right here?
Yes,
So your hands would have touched right here,
yes.
okay? So all this goes in here, and this is what you're looking at, right here.
And,
The crease in my groin area.
yeah, and it goes around up to
Like right here?
up to there, and turn around. I'd rather you touch yourself.
Here? Or you
Here,
can put my
can I
hand
touch
on
with
it?
the pencil?
Yes, yeah.
Here, why don't you watch?
Keep watching.
I'm not gonna touch with my fingers.
Yeah, that's fine, that's fine.
So it has to go from here up to here.
Okay?
and it goes around this way. Because I'm picking up, face me again. See, it goes this way and around this way. And you see, there's a, most women,
Yeah.
so we cut our skin like this. And we pull it up to here.
So that's what you're saying.
Yes.
So your hands could have been a possibility that when you're checking for the incision that's inside right here, correct?
Yes.
That you're having it in the.
But my finger would never not go inside the vagina.
So let me ask you, since the incision is so close to the vagina area, how do you see the incision properly? Do you have to move the underwear to the side?
I keep the underwear down.
Yeah, but I understand you have to keep it there, but I mean, I'm not an expert on girl underwear.
The question, Detective Cater, do you move the underwear or the panties to the side? His response was he keeps them there, correct?
Yes, sir.
If there was testimony from the victim, in this case Taylor Dempsey, that he pulled her panties down, would that be inconsistent with what he just said?
Yes, sir.
But I know anything that I wear is in that crease that you're referring to. Like it sits in that crease. So I would assume that.
So you just look at the crease. You don't move the underwear.
Do you use both your hands, like would you pull my thigh to look, or is she laying down, or how do you see that incision to see the gradient? Because, okay, I understand, so you're tucking it in here, I'm assuming at some point your hands are here. It wouldn't be a surprise to me if your hand probably brushes against my vagina, whether my underwear or arm are off. So, could that have been a possibility that, it's kind of almost, probably you can't avoid just having your hands here.
Yeah, and we're not trying to trick you or trap you. We're just trying to get a better understanding as to why she thinks.
I'm assuming I would have my hands trying to look at the incision that's here.
Well, I'm looking at incisions, but my fingers definitely would not go into the vagina.
Okay, but they're in the area here, well, maybe that's how she got confused, possibly?
Possibly.
Okay. Can I ask you why sometimes you use a glove or sometimes not? Maybe that's what got her confused. And very well possibly your hand could have brushed against her correct word, labia, and maybe it scared her because she's young, I don't know. But, do you mind pull out the incision?
Well, sometimes I have more control with the scissors and without, loose gloves. But
And for that one, like he was saying with the underwear, so my underwear, so in the front it's not like the thong. In the thong you can just see all the butt and everything, right, the skin. But in the front, it's gonna go in the crease. Do you move that, like he was saying, do you move it out of the way to see the incision that's way in the middle? Or does, like, do you have to remove it to be able to see if it's ready? Or do you ask her to pull the underwear down?
pull the underwear down.
So you do just move the underwear to the side? Because if you say it's like way in here,
Yeah.
you have to, because usually the underwear is still not in the crease.
Yeah, so the underwear,
Would you move the underwear aside just to look at the incision?
yeah.
We see, and that could be the explanation as to why she's perceiving this, because she's claiming that you weren't wearing any gloves, which you sometimes do, sometimes don't. So there's a possibility that you weren't wearing gloves, and then when you did that, in her mind, she's thinking, okay, this guy's not wearing gloves and he's touching me right here next to my area. That's kind of, in her mind, she's thinking that's inappropriate. But in your mind, you've been practicing for over 20 years, and you've.
It's nothing but a procedure to you, just everyday work. So if you would have grabbed the underwear with your hands to the side, yeah, you're gonna touch the labia just to look at the incision, but you're saying when you did that, your fingers did not go inside, break the plane of the labia, go inside at all? Okay.
Okay, we'll give you our information if you have any further questions, and if we need anything, we can keep in contact with you. about what's going on. If you have any questions with anything, I believe she got the data that she needed. All it was just for the pictures and her medical records.
Yeah, nobody else,
What did you just say?
just her information.
We're not here to get everybody's
Yeah,
information.
we're not here.
We're just here for hers.
I'll write down my name and phone number.
Don't forget that.
Jackson?
Sure, I can text you. Can you work on it?
I'll give you my phone number, you can text me.
449.
So, who's in charge?
I
She
will be
is.
working the case, so you can contact me, I'll text you, I'm texting you from his work phone, but I'm gonna give you my office line. Direct to my phone or direct to my office and my name, okay? Is it 409
838
and 38?
0070.
If you're, have another female with you, like when I go, do you, like, is she normally in the room with you to make sure allegations like this doesn't happen? Have another female with you, like when I go to the gynecologist, I used to have Dr. Moses, he would always have a female nurse in the room.
She's usually there with me,
Mhm.
but sometimes if I'm there for a long time taking out stitches, she's the only one, she may go out, answer the phone, go and come back,
Okay. Now, when that happens, if she has to step out, do you stop what you're doing until she comes back? Or do you just proceed with what you're doing, and then if she comes back, she comes back, if she doesn't?
if it's just taking out stitches,
You
No.
continue,
yeah. I just took out, if I would be taking stitches out in the inner thigh,
Mhm.
she would be there the whole time, I would definitely not let her leave the room. But if it's just up here in the abdomen, and it's a relatively, it's a safe spot, and it's like stitches from side to side,
Mhm.
but if I would have taken stitches out in the inner thigh, then I usually, not usually, she would always be there, or even I have them come on a day when I have other nurses and have them take out the stitches in the inner thigh. I have them schedule, on the surgery days, I have nurses come in.
I'm sorry, Detective Cater, for continuing to bother, but I think there's some things that are important to highlight. Let me just run it back just a bit here.
Stitches in the inner thigh. I have them schedule, when I have other nurses and have them take out the stitches in the inner thigh. I have them schedule, on the surgery days, I have nurses come in.
April 5th, could you tell me who was all working it? Besides you and, was possibly a lady?
Just her.
Just her, April 5th? Okay.
Was that it?
The day that you removed her stitches, who was all working, besides you and?
Have them schedule them come on a day. It's a relatively, it's a safe spot, and it's like stitches from side to side, but if I would have taken stitches out in the inner thigh, then I usually, not usually, she would always be there, or
If taking out the stitches in the inner thigh she would always be there. Who's the she? What's your understanding of who the she is?
Is a receptionist.
Female receptionist? And if Taylor Dempsey gave testimony earlier that says that there was no female employee there during the removal of her inner thigh stitches, or at least the review of her inner thigh stitches, would that be inconsistent with what he just said?
Judge, I'm sorry, I'm gonna object to a mischaracterization of what Ms. Dempsey said. She described the removal of the abdominal stitches, did not say that he removed any of the inner thigh stitches. So I think the question that's being posed is a misstatement or mischaracterization of the testimony.
Just rephrase your question, please.
You know, actually, I'll just move on, Judge. Thank you.
Yeah, I have them come a day when I have other nurses and have them take out the stitches of the inner thigh. I have them schedule, you know, on the surgery days, I have nurses come in.
On April 5th, can you tell me who was all working there besides you and what was possibly a lady?
Just her,
Just her April 5th? Okay.
was that
The day that you removed her stitches, who was all working there?
just her?
Just her? Okay.
That's on Wednesday?
I would have to look at the
Oh,
calendar.
Wednesday. It's usually Wednesday notifications. Was it Tuesday? Was it Tuesday?
I'll step out.
Talk
In the interest of
like
time,
that,
Judge,
you-
I'm just forwarding some of the,
doing anything wrong.
some of the,
DNA?
Thank you.
Well, it's called a,
goes without saying, Mr. Kurtz can play it in its entirety.
safe kit. They do a safe kit where they
So they found DNA in her vagina?
they do swabs. I mean, this just happened, so everything's being sent off to a lab. So we have to
So
wait for the DNA. We have to wait for the labs to come back. I was just asking if there's any reason the DNA that does not belong to her was found and it comes back to being yours. If there's any reason why that could be there. Not saying you did anything wrong, but because, oh man, my hand accidentally while I was doing a procedure, you know, slipped and I touched her. I mean, that's understandable because you're working right there and you're doing stuff. That's the reason why I asked that question, because there's always a possibility. I mean, you're working so close to everything.
well, my hand was close, but my hand did not go in her vagina.
Yeah, but no, and when we say in her vagina, we're not saying inside of her vagina, as in like you stick your finger inside her vagina. We're referring to the labium. I'm sure you probably know medical terms way better than I do.
Well, my hands were on the incision, close to the incision, and the incision goes up to the fold.
Yeah, because she never once claimed that your finger went inside of her vagina. She said it went inside of her labium, which is in between the folds.
I know, but Detective, what's her name?
Jaquez.
She asked any reason why my DNA would be inside her vagina. That was her question.
Yeah.
You were here.
Yeah, but Miss Dempsey is claiming it just your fingers went inside her labium area between the two folds. That's what she's claiming.
Well, my finger may have been on the very edge of the pubic area, you know, on the incision.
Mhm.
But my finger was definitely not in the vagina. She said vagina.
Yeah, if she said vagina, then she misspoke.
This is very serious.
Oh yeah, I understand it's very serious. But I can tell you right now, the claim is not that your finger went inside of her vagina, as in like what you would perceive as fingering somebody, sticking your finger inside of them.
That's what she asked me.
It is inside of the labium area, which is the two folds.
It may have touched the edge, you know, of the incision, but did not touch.
Yeah, and I mean, you're a doctor. This is her specialty. I don't know all these different terms for.
But you heard Detective Assist ask me, she mentioned the word vagina.
Yeah, but I can assure you that's not what the claim is, that your finger went inside the actual vaginal canal. That's not what she's claiming.
But that's what she said.
She
said inside the vagina. Those were her words.
Yeah, and she may have misspoke because, like me as a guy, when I think of vagina, I think the whole thing is a vagina, but that's actually not the case. There's different terms for every different specific part.
So I'm glad you clarified it.
Yeah.
Because if I speak to an attorney or speak to someone, if this person asked me specifically, is there any reason my finger would be inside her vagina? That was.
Yeah.
Can you call her back?
Yeah, I can go back in here. Let me go find her, because I think she went to go speak with the receptionist. Hey, is Jaquez? He wants to speak to you.
Yeah,
He just wanted some clarification on,
yeah,
I'll let him explain.
yeah, you said something that, your partner, what is your name, her name?
Cater.
Is it okay for me to write it down?
Yeah, you can write it down. It's T Cater, because there's two caters at the police department.
How do you spell it?
Cater.
Can you explain to him what?
Okay, so when I was,
You misspoke.
no, what we were referring to, we were getting some more detail about what she was claiming happened, about how she's claiming the fingers went in between the labium, and he said that you actually said the fingers went in the vagina.
You said that.
The sexual organ, to just call it one whole piece.
Well,
If-
no,
and
I know, but you did say,
I use the word vagina, yes.
Yeah.
This-
you said, is there any chance your finger was inside her vagina?
Okay.
Did you say that?
Yes, I did.
And you didn't mean that. He says you didn't mean it.
I meant the sexual organ in general, so your hand can be on top, the sexual organ is all of this, so your hand can be on top, your hand can be inside the lips, the labium, or your fingers could be inside the actual, I guess, the whole vagina. I'm asking, were your fingers ever inside of her labium? Did they ever cross the lips, either labia, when
No,
you were looking at the
no.
incision?
No. If the incision is here, my fingers just would be like this.
Yeah, and we already established that when you pulled her panties to the side, her
Yeah.
underwear, that your fingers are gonna touch the outside of her labia. I'm asking, were your fingers, did they, by accident, any reason, did they actually go break the plane and go inside the labia?
No,
Okay.
definitely not.
Yeah, and that's what the allegation is. It's not that you stuck your finger inside the vaginal canal. It's the labium.
Well, you said vagina.
I
Vagina.
use vagina and I use the word labium, I'm sorry, but.
Vagina is vagina canal. And he asked, any chance my fingers were inside, you said that she claimed my fingers were inside her vagina.
Yeah.
You said that right?
Yes, I use the word vagina, I'm not, it's recorded, I use the word vagina. I could use the word sexual organ, because it's the whole thing. Your hand did touch the sexual organ, if you wanna break it down from sexual organ to the labium. But I'm not referring to that. Of course, they're gonna accidentally brush or touch because you have a secret incision.
Yes.
My question was, did they go inside the labium?
No.
Okay. I use the word vagina, but I also use the word labium if they went inside, broke the plane at any point.
No.
You have any more questions?
Yeah, well, I'm glad you got that clarified, because that
Yeah.
allegation, that you did by accident,
Well,
I'm glad that you clarified it.
yeah, sexual organ, I don't wanna call it that.
It's a very big difference than,
Yeah, and I was like,
you
it's like,
sat over here and you said any chance your hand was inside her vagina, you said that.
Yeah, I use the word vagina.
Yeah, I know,
Well, if I say sexual organ, your hand did touch her sexual organ because you touched her labia when you pulled her panties aside. But we're not here to specify if your hand touched her sexual organ because it.
well, vagina.
Well, and I didn't want to use, like I said, using sexual organ, yes, you did touch her sexual organ. But I'm not looking for that. I meant to ask, did your fingers go inside the labium? Did they go inside the vagina? Either one, you're saying no.
No.
Okay. Any more questions? Tell me your name. You there?
You back,
Yeah, your shoulder touched her. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Accidents happen. and you can walk too close to someone and accidentally brush their butt from behind, or, your shoulder touch their breast. Do you intentionally do that? People don't intentionally go,
Well, I don't intend to, even by accident, touch any.
It's accident. Do you intentionally do that? People don't intentionally go,
Well, I don't think I touched it, even by accident,
What was his response there? And I'm happy to rewind it if you need to.
You didn't think you touched it even by accident?
He didn't think he touched it even by accident. Yeah, I think that's all I wish to publish of this, at this time.
Okay.
Detective Cater, did you prepare, I think we may have even talked about you preparing a report, correct?
Yes, sir.
Case. You reviewed it to refresh your recollection in this case, correct?
Yes, sir.
And how would you characterize this defendant's testimony overall? Let me ask you this way. Have you interviewed few or many suspects over the course of your career?
Many.
And how would you characterize his answers or participation in this interview overall based on your law enforcement experience?
He was kind of evasive, and he's very nervous during the interview.
Evasive. Is being evasive in your training experience indicative of someone who is trying to hide something or mislead?
Yes, it can be.
John, at this time, the state would offer state's exhibit number 13. It's pursuant to a business record affidavit that has been on file and served to defense counsel. It's certain records from the Texas Medical Board. For the record, I'm tendering to defense counsel for inspection.
May we approach, Judge?
Sure.
I think as Mr. Bowman mentioned yesterday, I think he's open to key results. So with that caveat,
So no objection. Stage 13 is admitted.
Detective Cater, I know you're not what we call the sponsoring witness for these records. So what I'm going to ask you to do is just read certain portions of it verbatim. Not unlike me being able to, what we call publish it, stick it up on that Elmo device and just show it to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury. But I'd rather you just read it or someone read it. So just check this out here. What I'd like for you to do is read these highlighted portions again verbatim, straight from State's Exhibit number 13. Well, let's start on the first page. What's the header here?
Texas Medical Board.
Okay. Affidavit for business records?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And page 2 here, whose letterhead is that on?
Nir Benner.
And the heading on this paragraph, what is that?
Protocol for female cosmetic patients.
And I'd ask that you just read the highlighted portion there.
The entire paragraph.
Yeah, before you read that, whose printed name is below that signature there?
Nir Benner, MD.
So would it be fair to say, or a safe assumption, that that's his signature above his printed name there?
Yes.
Okay. Please just the highlighted portions there.
It is long-standing protocol in my practice to have a staff member with me for examination and treatment of female patients. If a staff member is not available or needs to leave the room, patient is asked if they are comfortable with proceeding without that staff member. If not, exam or treatment is delayed until she is available.
And if Taylor Dempsey testified earlier that she was never asked if she was comfortable with not having a female staff member, would that be inconsistent with his correspondence from Dr. Benner to the Texas Medical Board?
Yes.
I'll direct your attention to this other highlighted portion of this document. And I ask you to read it verbatim, please.
patient's mother was not in the room for post-operative exam and dressing change as a part of COVID-19 protocols.
And if the complainant's mother, victim's mother, Carolyn Dempsey testified that she was never advised that she couldn't come in the room because of COVID, would that be inconsistent with what the correspondence between Dr. Benner and the Texas Medical Board?
Yes, sir.
I'd ask that you read the highlighted portion here.
When I changed her dressing, as in my usual practice when applying tape, I do not wear gloves. I was not wearing gloves so the tape would not stick to the gloves.
And again, during your interview, shortly after these allegations came to light, he said he didn't remember why he was not wearing gloves, correct?
Correct.
It seems to remember in his correspondence.
I'm sorry, Judge, I'm gonna object. He said he didn't remember if, not, like, what Dr. Benner said on the videos, he didn't remember if he wore gloves on this particular day. That wasn't the question you just asked.
If Dr. Benner said he didn't remember if he wore gloves on that day, would that be inconsistent with his representation that he wasn't wearing gloves due to the tape sticking to them?
Yes.
Thank you, Detective Cater. You're on, I'll pass the witness.
Thank you, Mr. Coleman. Mr. Kurtz?
In your preparation for your testimony, hi, Detective Cater, how are you? Good to see you again. In your preparation for your testimony here this week, did you brush up on your female body parts?
No, sir.
Okay. Well, can we get one thing straight? You and Detective Jaquez refer to something called a labium about 25 times on that video. Did you hear yourself?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you know that labium is a botany term and has nothing in the world to do with the female body?
I didn't know this about there.
All right. Y'all are in there asking him all these questions. And would you agree with me that at least Detective Jaquez herself is mischaracterizing what the allegations are?
Yes, sir, at the beginning.
Okay? I mean, she says the allegation is you put your fingers inside her vagina, correct?
Yes, sir.
She said it over and over and over again. Did she not?
Yes, sir.
And it wasn't a mistake. She wasn't talking about labia majora versus labia minora. She's saying inside her vagina, correct?
Yes, sir.
Is that a tactic of hers to be dishonest with somebody? Or is it just she doesn't understand what she's talking about?
Don't know.
Taylor wrote a handwritten statement. Did you review that?
I believe I reviewed a type statement.
Okay. So that was going to be my next question. You reviewed a type statement?
Yes, sir.
Did you review her statement to the same nurse?
I don't recall.
In the statements that you did review, all of them, would you agree, said that he touched her but did not penetrate her? Do you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
She, in fact, said did not penetrate her multiple times, correct?
I believe so, yes.
And you're familiar with the sexual assault portion of the Texas Penal Code, are you not?
Yes, vaguely.
Okay. And in other words, for an adult complainant, different than a kid, let's differentiate there for a minute. You can have, I'm not allowed to have, but you can have a situation in which someone makes sexual contact with a child, correct?
Yes.
And that's called indecency with a child, correct?
Yes, sir.
And that's touching really anywhere in the sexual organ, just touching of the sexual organ of a child, correct?
Yes, sir.
Or touching of the penis or the testicles, correct?
Yes, sir.
Or the breasts of a child?
Yes, sir, I believe.
Okay, but those are all called indecency by contact, correct?
Yes, sir.
And depending on a variety of things, those are obviously felony offenses, correct?
Correct.
And so that's where we're talking about touching of an organ, right?
Yes, sir.
But when we're talking about an adult as the complainant, it's different. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So for an adult, it's very specific. It says that you commit the act of sexual assault by the penetration of the sexual organ of another by any means, correct?
Yes, sir.
That's what the statute says.
Yes, sir.
And by It doesn't give a definition of penetration, right?
I don't believe so.
I mean, there's other areas in the code where you can go and look up the definition of what does intoxication mean, or what does serious bodily injury mean, or something like that, correct?
Yes, sir.
But as far as you're aware, there's no definition for penetration.
Correct.
So we should just use our normal definition for what penetration means, correct?
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you something. If we're talking about that wall right there, you see the wall?
Yes,
Okay. Am I penetrating this wall?
No, sir.
Am I penetrating the door now?
No, sir.
Okay. Am I penetrating the door frame?
No, sir.
I mean, let's do it a different way. Let's do a body part. I'm gonna rub in my nose right here. Am I penetrating my nose?
No, sir.
Am I inserting my finger in my nose?
No, sir.
Now, you said a moment ago that Dr. Benner was kind of evasive and nervous. You remember that?
Yes, sir.
I mean, when the allegations start off with, did you put your fingers inside a patient's vagina? Would you imagine that would make somebody nervous?
Yes, sir.
And sometimes the reason to be nervous or evasive maybe is because you don't know what they're talking about, right?
Could be, yes.
I mean, if I accused you of assaulting me yesterday and you don't know what I'm talking about, that would potentially make you concerned, would it not?
Yes, sir.
It would make you evasive, would it not?
Not necessarily evasive.
Evasive, like, what are you talking about? I don't know what I didn't do that, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, you actually said on the video, and I heard you clarify multiple times, that Taylor, the complainant here, isn't suggesting that you inserted anything anywhere, correct?
In the vagina.
In the vagina.
Yes, sir.
That's what you said.
Yes, sir.
And your version was correct and Detective Jaquez was incorrect. Do you agree with that?
I believe in the end, Detective Jaquez clarified.
And she, in fact, at the end, started saying, it seems logical to me that you would actually be touching her there because of where these incisions are.
Yeah, when she was referring to the sexual organ?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
And she agreed that that made sense to her, right?
Yes, on the outside of the sexual organ.
Judge, I pass the witness.
Thank you, Mr. Gertz. Mr. Coleman?
Nothing further, Brother Witness, Your Honor.
No, Judge, I'm so sorry. I've got one more question. I absolutely apologize. I have one more question.
Any issue with that?
Oh, no.
Go ahead.
Mr. Coleman entered this affidavit from the Texas Medical Board. Are you aware that the Texas Medical Board cleared Dr. Benner of any wrongdoing?
No, sir.
That's what it's for.
Anything else?
Do you have any idea what the standard of proof or burden of proof or any of the rules that apply in a Texas Medical Board proceeding?
No, sir.
But nevertheless, based on your investigation and the totality of the circumstances, you or someone with Port Arthur PD determined that there was enough evidence to refer the case for charges with the district attorney's office.
Yes, sir.
That's what.
And the standard for you to refer charges isn't proof beyond a reasonable doubt, correct? It's just having probable cause?
That is correct.
This jury has to have proof beyond a reasonable doubt, do they not?
That is correct.
That's what.
Nothing further from the witness, Judge.
All right, any objection to Detective Cater being excused?
No, Judge.
Thank you, Detective. You are under the rule and you know what that means. Have a great evening. We are just before 5, so we'll go ahead and break for the afternoon. We'll get started tomorrow morning. Actually, Mr. Gertz, Mr. Coleman, do y'all want to come up real quick? Oh, never mind. I can't do 8:30 anyway. I have to take grand jury picture at 8:45. Yeah,
That's totally fine. I think
we're still fine.
decidedly on track.
Okay, all right. So we'll get started at 9 o'clock. Tomorrow morning, please, if you would get here just a few minutes before, and the bailiff will have you come in as soon as we're ready. Keep in mind all those instructions you were previously given. If everyone else would please remain seated, you're excused until tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. Have a good evening. And you guys are welcome to leave everything. If you just want to turn what you've got over in your chair, nobody will be, we'll take care of all of that, and you don't have to worry about it.
Like leave notes.
You're welcome to, sure. No, the courtroom will be locked and nobody will take a look at any of that. right, let the record reflect the jury is outside the courtroom. Is there anything we need to take up before we break, Mr. Coleman?
No, Judge.
Mr. Gertz?
No, Judge, I think we're, at least as far as I can recall, we're on track for
Okay,
tomorrow afternoon for.
all right.
First side.
Y'all know how to get in touch with me, and if there's anything that comes up.
Let's talk about one other thing. I don't know if it needs to be on the record or not. Can we update on what we were talking about?